go back to Jack. He's got the Cafferty File in New York. Jack?
Here's something you might not know about John McCain. He was born in the Panama Canal Zone in 1936. His dad was stationed there, serving in the Navy. The New York Times reports the circumstances surrounding McCain's birth raise questions about his eligibility to become president, since our founding fathers specifically said only a, quote, natural-born citizen, unquote, can hold the highest office in the land. The idea, of course, was to prevent foreigners from becoming president of the United States. There's no precedent for McCain. No U.S. president has ever been born outside the 50 states. But McCain's campaign says they're confident that he meets the requirements, that they researched the same question during his last run in 2000, and that this time around as well they've looked into it and have asked the former Solicitor General Theodore Olson to prepare a legal opinion. McCain's supporter, Senator Lindsey Graham, says it would be incomprehensible if the son of a military officer born on a military installation couldn't run for president. Graham says it would mean telling every military family their child couldn't grow up to become president if they were born overseas. There's been a lot of internet buzz about this topic in recent months. Some insist that McCain is ineligible. According to lawyers who have studied this stuff, there's confusion not just over the provision itself, but also over who would have the legal authority to challenge a candidate on this very point. So here's the question. John McCain was born outside the United States. Should that affect his eligibility to be president? Go to CNN.com/Cafferty File. Post a comment on my blog. John McCain was born outside the United States. Our question this hour is, should that affect his ability to be president? He was born in the Panama Canal Zone in 1936, where his father was stationed as a member of the United States Navy. We got a lot of mail on this question. Jim in New York writes, I'm not a supporter of McCain's candidacy. I'm a Republican, and I think this issue is ridiculous. It's a perfect example of what Barack Obama calls the silly season of politics. Let's spend some airtime and compare McCain's health care ideas to those of Clinton and Obama and give the silly season stuff a rest. Clarence writes, as a military member myself who is stationed overseas, I sure would hate to think all the children born to service members are not considered natural-born American citizens. I think this is just another ploy against McCain because they know he's a very strong candidate and they will throw anything they can at him. Rick weighs in with, if John McCain was not born in the United States, he shouldn't be eligible to be president of the United States, according to the plain reading of the U.S. Constitution. However, as the presidential candidacy of Congressman Ron Paul has made clear, our government has disregarded the Constitution in many areas. Chris says, I'm a Barack Obama supporter, but even I find this not to be a big issue. It is true that, strictly speaking, Senator McCain was not born within one of the 50 United States of America. But at this point in the election process, it would be ridiculous to restrict a front-runner candidate from either party on such a small technicality. Richard in Texas writes, I definitely think John McCain should be disqualified. The rules are the rules. A Texas teacher with, you're kidding me, right? He's a natural-born citizen since his parents were U.S. citizens. It doesn't matter if he popped out in Panama, New York, or on the moon. And Kelly in Fort Worth, Texas, I couldn't care less where he was born, as long as he doesn't become our next president. The more I see of him, the more convinced I am that his regime would be more painful to live through than the current one.